me, I learned this. You can put your name on the little.
Well, yeah, we're live now, but I had to do it all wrong because now people will be waiting in the, the event that I set up. So hopefully people will figure out that this is it. You might want to share this now.
Oh, I just shared on Facebook. Are we live now?
Yeah, we're live now. Yeah, we've gone live. Yeah, I think we're live. Yeah, everyone's there. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, bit of a palaver. There we go.
Should I go in that other chat and drop this link?
Yeah. Hi everybody, and welcome to TAT Chat episode 80. I'm super excited because this is the first TAT Chat on my channel, obviously with Nick. So hi Nick.
All right, hang on. I'm still trying to open the link and things.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I've just opened it. Oh, is that the what? I'm confused.
Oh my god.
I've now lost the actual screen where we're talking. There we are. Hello.
Okay. Hi everybody. Yeah.
The reason that the inaugural one on your show, it would be a tech fail.
It has to have tech fails. Yeah, it was my fault because I was trying to do things like how I normally stream using my software, and I started like a Google video call, not a Hangout. And because it was a video call, it wasn't switching when we were talking, and you'd have to manually switch it on the camera. And can you imagine that during the show, just clicking and between us, that would have been a nightmare.
Oh, I need to put my mic on. Someone's just said, oh, they can't hear me. It's because my mic's not on.
Oh, I can. All right. I could hear you fine.
Let me switch it on.
It is on.
No, not this one.
Oh, you're not using your proper mic.
Yeah.
Ah, there you go. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Well,
we made it.
We're getting there. Yeah, we're getting there. So welcome everybody. We've got 63 people in the chat. So this is, like I said, the first time the TAT Chat is coming onto my channel. From now on, we're going to be alternating it week on week. So next week it'll be back on Nick's channel. So thank you everyone for joining us. And I think Nick, you were talking about, I don't know if you're ready to talk about that yet, but maybe doing a different slot.
Yeah, the plan is TAT Chat, the Tuesday show is going to continue weekly. The only difference is it will be here one week, my channel next week, and they will continue. For the main, they're going to be, we'll pick a topic and discuss it and take questions. As for guests, I'm going to go back to the Thursday slot. So the alternate weeks when I'm here on Zaheer's channel, I'll try and get a guest on my channel. So I have a live stream going out during the week on my channel still. I just spoke to Lonnie and he wants to join us for that, for the first of the Thursday slot that's going to be coming. So hopefully Lonnie can make it on Thursday. And Zaheer, as we said earlier, you're totally welcome to join in with those.
Yeah, definitely.
As and when you can. So yeah, that's the plan. We're just shaking it up a bit.
Yeah, just trying to keep it fresh. We've got 71 people in the chat now, so welcome everybody. We'll say a few hellos. Andy Robinson, Southwest Sellers, George Ross, Lonnie is in the chat. He says, "I'll bet Z set the stream up as custom instead of quick. Can't change it after the fact." Spot on, Lonnie. That's exactly what happened. I had it as custom. I was trying to do it my way, and it bit me in the behind. Lisa Venn says, "Ding ding" as well. Lorraine Cheney is in the chat as well. Stephen Moore, Kyle Roberts, Adam Kelsey says hello again all. So that's fantastic. George Ross has a question. After living together for the weekend, were there any annoying habits you noticed about each other?
Oh, that's a question.
That is a question. I'll go first on this. I didn't actually notice anything. So,
no, not at all. I was too busy having fun to notice.
Yeah, actually, we just want to say a quick thank you for that. I think you guys put up like a photo on your page, didn't you? And it's had an amazing response about the meetup. It's been so nice to see everyone being like so happy to see us get together, and it was an epic couple of days.
It was fun. I'm so glad we made the effort to set that up and come all the way up there.
Yeah.
You get too far away, damn you.
I know. Don't I just. Next time it will be my turn. We'll be schlepping down towards you, so that'll be the way. Lots of people. I mean, we've got bum crack picker. That's a great username. Power
Oh yeah,
bum crack picker. Yeah.
Oh, it might sound okay. There were people saying,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah. As soon as you switched, yeah, it sounded so much better through the microphone.
Someone
Really,
saying we look handsome. Whoa, what's going on there?
who looks? You look handsome.
BYBK, look how handsome they look.
Oh,
they're probably talking about these guys because someone else has mentioned Furbies.
oh yeah,
I've been playing with Furbies. This is the one I got while up north.
Oh
and
god,
I've had him talking to the others.
Is he the one that has the clicking? Oh god,
yeah. He's snoring. I'll wake him up. I can't wait.
Do you know what? I have dreams of neganing that thing, and when I say neganing it, I mean wrapping a baseball bat in barbed wire.
Have Furby issues. You need to get.
I don't have Furby issues. I just really am not a fan of those things. I've sold one just last week. I just find them irritating.
I'm coming around to them. Andrea, this is the one Andrea picked up.
Yeah, because you were sticking your finger in its mouth and stuff. Yeah, I mean, actually talking about an annoying habit. Imagine having a grown man sat at your dinner table sticking his index finger into the mouth of a Furby. That's just disturbing, guys. So
I have to wake that one up.
Oh no.
I might have to move them away. But yeah, I must admit, I'm coming around to the Furby thing. I'll put them away though for now.
I think so.
I'll have to put them apart as well, or else they'll talk to each other.
Oh god, just spreading them around like disease.
Yeah, Andrea really loves them. I must admit, after playing with them for a while, they're quite endearing. I'll be honest.
I don't know. I just
can't smash it up.
I'd love. Yeah, Lonnie. I agree with Lonnie. He says smash it. So yeah, I would love to smash it, but it's not my property, unfortunately.
People in the chat, are you Furby fans or you are not Furby fans? You know those things can run without batteries. They're evil.
Yeah, I agree with Lonnie there.
Nick is in his own Furby world. Yeah, surrounded by Furbies. So,
okay,
yeah, we did have a sort of topic lined up. You came up with a.
Yeah, I thought it would be a good idea to try to have a topic like we did last time. Just like a loose topic, and obviously the chat is welcome to join in with their opinions as well. Apparently I froze when I said sticking your finger in FNAF. My pack rat says if it makes money, I'm a fan. No, I'm a fan of them when they make money, when I get rid of them. But yeah, I'm not a fan of them. They're just annoying toys. But yeah,
disagree on this. I quite like them.
What do you like about them? Seriously, like.
I like it when you get a few together and they interact. It's actually quite fascinating to listen. Yeah, anyway.
I think we're going to move on because I don't think we're going to agree on that one. But
doing it yourself lifestyle says Furbies. I've got 12. See, there's a Furby fan.
That is a Furby fan.
I'm planning to sell these. That's 12. Blimey.
No, I'm happy to sell them. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy to sell them. I just do not like them. Lisa Fenn says I like them as long as they're not in my house. I agree with Lisa Fenn.
He says Furbies are great. See, get with it. See.
Oh no, there's an equal amount of hate for them as well. I think there's an equal amount of hate for them. But yeah, just touching back onto the title, called it like spotting opportunities to make money, because it's something we were just chatting about how, and obviously we'd love to hear the chat's opinion on this as well, but how in today's day and age, there are more opportunities than ever in terms of making money. I mean, obviously just with the advent of the internet, but then all the different platforms that are there as well, and how it can sometimes be overwhelming where to put your focus, because there are just so many different ways that you can make money, even within just reselling secondhand items. I mean, you've got a choice of more platforms in there that were you've got Gumtree, you've got Shpock, you've got Depop if you're into your clothes, obviously eBay, Amazon, Etsy. I mean, that's 6 off the top of my head. Loot Online if you still do that. you know, as well as your Facebook marketplace. You know, that's like 8 places that you can buy and sell stock. You know, it can be. It was just an interesting topic because it's busier than it's ever been. It's more competitive than it's ever been, but there's also more opportunities than there've ever been. You know, what would you say to that?
Yeah, definitely. I think we've mentioned before, it can almost be overwhelming because I know right now there'll be things ending on eBay that I could snipe and make money on. There'll be ads appearing on Facebook right now in local groups that I could make money on. And if you try and get everything, you'd go insane, wouldn't you? So in some ways, I kind of have to hold back. But when I was on the reseller six pack last time, it was about the reseller mindset, and one of the things I said was, I think a big part of a reseller mindset, or any entrepreneur that's in this sort of field, is being able to spot the opportunity. Because if you lack that ability to spot an opportunity and then the ability to seize on it and maximize it, you've kind of lost the game before you've begun. So it is a huge part. But then again, as you just said, there are so many opportunities. It's where to focus. And I do struggle with that because...
Always something that we talked about when you came up, because obviously I shared with you, like, you know, what some of the stuff I was up to, and you know, you gave me like the proverbial kick up the backside with you know, with you know, the second part of that equation, because you're right, there are 2 parts of it. I mean, you know, having an eye for a deal is one thing, but then actually being able to go out and focus on that at possibly at the expense of other things is quite a different thing.
Yeah, well, I think when we had that conversation, you were saying, we won't go into what it was, but you're saying, oh, I've been, you know, getting these and flipping those. And I'm like, well, if it was me, I'd have bought everything I could have found. And it's the old mentality of when I'm doing RA, if I find a product on the shelf and I can make money on it, if I'm buying one, I'm buying all of them. And it's that kind of mentality that I guess it did take a while for me to gain confidence, because you know, you gain confidence when you've done that and it worked out, and then you perhaps go bigger next time and the next time. So it is something that grows with you. But yeah, it's you're right. There's 2 steps to it. Spotting an opportunity is one thing, capitalizing on it and having the confidence to really capitalize on it and not be ashamed to say, I'm here to make money, I'm going, you know, all out, is a different thing.
I mean, Blitz has come in with ClickFunnels, affiliate marketing, Shopify, FBA. I mean, yeah, I didn't even go into the marketing side of it. UK reseller asked, how many platforms do I sell on? Currently, it's just Amazon and eBay, mostly eBay though. And that's, you know, what I was talking to Nick about. Louis says it does feel overwhelming as well.
Yeah, we also chatted a bit about Instagram.
Oh yeah,
which
definitely.
I still haven't really even been on the website. I don't kind of know how it works and that, but we were chatting about people that have started really profiting from that through selling and promoting themselves on there and selling their items on there. And then you've got the super benefits of no eBay fees, you know, and it's quite streamlined in that sense. So that's something that Andrew and I may take a look at. But then it's another avenue, and then it takes that little bit of focus away. And we already struggle to keep up with eBay, FBA, you know, and the other stuff we do. So it's
a fine line, isn't it? I mean, I think Sib K's summing it up quite well there. He says, I end up spreading myself too thin and become jack of all trades, master of none. And I think that's something that you do have to think about, like, you know, where do you put your focus? Because now more than ever there are, you know, and I think this also plays into the whole, you know, the worry that some people have about, is it more difficult than ever? You know, is reselling become more competitive than ever? In certain ways, yes, because the advent of mobile internet, before, people didn't know the value of items unless they were dealers and were selling at market stalls or whatever. And then obviously over time with the advent of eBay and building up over the years, like that database where you can actually go and see sales histories of any item, and now you can do it on your phone on the move within seconds. That has changed things and has made things more competitive, etc. but the overall, like, even though it's more competitive, the opportunities are greater than ever as well, like to find stuff and to, because people have now, because it's so much easier for people to now sell their stuff as well.
Yeah, it is a double-edged sword, that one, I guess. I mean, we were saying only a few chats back where people were worrying, you know, are people not taking their stuff to car boots because they're putting it on eBay or they're putting it on Facebook? Yeah, maybe they are, but like you said, Facebook, of course, is a place people can sell on, so they might not sell it to
Like
you.
the boot fair,
But
yeah,
it opens up another avenue where people put stuff on too cheap. It's just, the whole thing has never stopped evolving since it began, since eBay began.
Well, that's such a good point, because whereas a seller might have now stopped taking certain items to the boot fair, if they do sell it on Facebook, you know, the savvy resellers out there will be like, okay, well, if I can get that item, you know, maybe at a small premium, but on the Facebook group, you're then going to their house where they're comfortable to pick it up. And if you're a sociable person, what a better place to start the conversation than if you've got anything else like this. And they're going to be a lot more comfortable because they're in their home and you're the visitor, to actually maybe show you what else they've got. And suddenly, whereas at the boot fair you've only got what they've remembered to bring.
I did that very thing with somebody advertised a few board games that they'd been gifted, I think, and they weren't going to use them, didn't want them, stuck them on Facebook. I went around there to pick them up, and I said literally that, do you have any more games that you're getting rid of? And she just went and found a load more.
And that was it. Yeah.
And she only wanted £1 a piece on them anyway, so I just bought the lot.
There we go. I mean,
sometimes just having the presence of mind to ask the question, even when you're at a car boot sale, if somebody's got a whole load of a certain thing, chances are they've got more at home.
Yeah.
You know, are you having a clear out? Are you clearing a collection? Do you want to do a job lot? Do you know?
And maybe that's where having the cards, as you know, has been talked about, would come in handy as well.
Yeah.
So, you know,
to be honest, it's only something I've started doing in recent years, and it's paid off so well. So it's something I really need to push. But it is sometimes outside of our comfort zones to do that, to, you know, to push that a bit harder.
Yeah. Doing it yourself, lifestyle says, I see everyone going off doing 3 to 4 things when you could make enough money on one platform. This does come with all your eggs in one basket, so it's a balance. I do 3 platforms myself. One is passive. So, you know, yeah, there is that, isn't there, that by having all these different things, you might just be good or average at selling on eBay and selling on Amazon or selling on Facebook or wherever, rather than when you hone yourself. But then the risk of that is, like you said, is the eggs in one basket.
Yeah, it does affect you a little bit. I mean, we've all heard this horror stories of people whose eBay accounts get shut down. And if you already have a healthy Amazon account set up or a load of stuff at the warehouse, at least you're off to a running start to concentrate on that. Likewise, if you lose your Amazon account but you have an eBay account ticking over, you're protected a little bit. But what it does for me is it gives me the best of both worlds. Some things we all know sell better and for more through FBA, and other things you literally just cannot sell on FBA. So you're limiting yourself by doing one platform.
Completely.
That's what it does for me.
And there's,
while I just Lonnie in there, and I mentioned the 6-pack before, I'm not going to be on the panel anymore. I was just burning the candle at both ends, and I thoroughly enjoyed my time on the 6-pack. But I'm not going to be joining the guys. But I will still be watching on catch up later
at a normal time.
Yeah, at a reasonable hour.
For us over here in the UK, yeah, it's a great show, actually. It really is.
And they've left an open invite, so I may drop in one, you know, once every now and again, which will be
brilliant. And Lonnie actually did just say he found out that people were flipping from eBay to FBA, which a lot of people do. But here's a twist: getting the eBay seller to ship directly to the FBA warehouse for them.
Yeah,
now, that is pretty clever.
I don't know how that would work, because they'd have to do the labeling.
The risk for me, the risks, depending on what you're buying, the risks could be too great, because you can't 100% trust the seller, especially if they're a private seller. How far are you willing to believe their description is 100% accurate? Exactly. The amount of times where someone might say something's complete when it turns out in actual fact it's not. I don't know, but yes,
there's the element, the trust issue with that is too risky for FBA, and also the logistics of labeling and all that, and I don't know how that would work, but yeah.
Yeah. So that, yeah, it's just it's something that, you know, a lot of the chat are kind of getting into. Blitz says his focus is eBay, FBA, Shopify / Facebook ad marketing. I mean, and a lot of people saying online arbitrage as well, RA, just using the internet as well.
Yeah, interesting. Shopify comes up a lot, and I'll be totally honest, I don't even know what that's all about.
I've got a vague idea. I think I've seen like a rake and profit video on it, but I'm guessing there's more to it than, obviously you'd have to do a lot more research than just to watch a YouTube video on it. But a lot of people are getting into it though.
It does quickly become too much, and I think we're going to dabble in Instagram selling maybe at some point, but we do only have so many hours in the day, and your attention span is limited, and so I don't know how far I can push it.
Yeah,
it's like we still haven't got our merch designs uploaded. We were going to do that this week, and now I'm knee deep in Lego. So yeah.
I'm not sure what's gone Pete Tong, but Sib K says things have gone Pete Tong ever since Zaheer bought that lamp. So apparently the lamp is still causing gremlins. Right. Any more comments about the topic? I can't see any. But yeah, it's an I find it that, you know, it should make people a lot more confident rather than anything, with the amount of information, with the amount of platforms out there. You can just get into one thing and really learn a lot about it. Sibk just mentioned Shopify is a quick solution to setting up your own online store. So it's like I think they provide you with the payment methods, I'm guessing, or provide you with.
If you've got your own website, you can.
Yeah.
A shop. Yeah.
You can. Yeah. We've got Bonafide Hustler in the chat as well. Hi there, Chris. Good to see you in the chat.
Oh, hi, Chris.
Yeah. Right, Sue. I know my grovelly message. I said I would get back in touch if I turned up. Oh gosh, I can't keep up with that. Blitz says go to a channel called Secret Wealth Project. They have a tutorial for Shopify on there. Okay, thanks, Blitz. My sales have been terrible this week, says Stephen Moore. Oh, gosh, I mean, again, another example for being on multiple platforms. It has been a roller coaster. You know, Nick, that when you came up, Friday and Saturday were amazing for me. And then I had nothing on Saturday and Sunday. And then today, I think I'm on around 80 quid on eBay or something like that. I mean, it's been the same for you at the moment, hasn't it?
eBay hasn't been performing well, to be honest. I think I said to you, that's more to do with our lack of focus on that. And Amazon has been making up the numbers. But yeah, I've seen a lot of people mentioning that eBay has been down. There's a whole thread within eBay in the community about, you know, things going on within eBay, the whole conspiracy thing.
The backdoors. Well, there are too many glitches to ignore, though. I'm never one for the conspiracy theories, but there does seem to be like a correlation with when the website is playing up quite obviously, such as like not even displaying your sales figures for the period or things like that, and it tends to correlate with, you know, the views on your listings, you're not getting as many views on your listings as you normally would expect. Impressions.
But Electronic Firing Squad has just super chatted you $5 there. He says, great content deserves funding. Oh, fantastic.
I appreciate it, Electronic Firing Squad. Really appreciate that. That is very kind of you. Yeah, massively appreciate it.
Yeah, there was a comment that I read. Doing It Yourself Lifestyle said, why not get someone else to run your Amazon, eBay, etc., and give them a piece of the pie instead? Any big company delegates like you wouldn't believe. You are right, and I've been there in the past with having staff and trying to expand. And for me, it's kind of a been there, done that bit. And what we're trying to do is have a business that gives us the lifestyle we want. And if anything, we're trying to work less and play more. So we're not at that point. But yeah, totally agree. If you can delegate and still take enough out and then move on to other platforms or expand the business, totally, but that's not where we are personally.
I think the limit is literally just your ambition and your motivation to do things. It really is, because it's just, I like I said, it can just become overwhelming. A lot of people are actually mentioning that sales figures are not showing. Chris Bonafide Hustler just asked Zaheer, you fly RC? I see the Spectrum behind you. Yep, he's spotted the Spectrum RC controller there. It's actually, I've been messing with helicopters. I really enjoy helicopters, except I was only able to show Nick like the smallest, tiniest chopper.
Yeah, he showed me a tiny chopper. I didn't see his big one.
No, the big one's broken. I broke it. But I'm also into my RC cars at the moment as well, which Nick had a quick go on before I quickly took it.
Oh, go on, tell Chris.
Oh no! Well, you tell the story. I mean, we'd had a few drinks.
He's got a very fast, quite impressive RC car. So we go out on the road with it, and Zaheer zooms it up and down the road, does these power spins and all that. I'm like, I can do that.
It's, bear in mind, guys, this car can do over 40 miles an hour as it is, which is pretty quick.
I'd had the controls in my hand for about 10 seconds and I'd crashed it into a van.
Luckily, it just bounced off the tire, wasn't it? That was the way
it was fine.
Yeah, it was fine, exactly.
The end of my RC experience.
Yeah, I was one of those. I was like one of those kids when you see, and when you let your friend play with your favorite toy, but you're looking at them intensely. As soon as something,
I wouldn't have let me touch it personally.
It was funny. It was very funny.
We'll have to take it to the beach next time. That's the deal. Yeah, I can't crash into anything on that beach.
Definitely, yeah. We have to go somewhere open. Yeah, a lot of people talking about the glitches that the eBay website is coming up with. So yeah, I mean, when that stuff's happening, Nick, don't you think there's got to be something? And then sometimes randomly you'll get 2 sales in instant succession. I mean, I'm very wary of being being so conspiracy theory about things, because I do feel that I don't like the thought that my destiny is already shaped by something as simple as a glitch. But
I've always taken the view that I don't get sucked into it or give it too much headspace, because at the end of the day, let's say there is some conspiracy going on, they're switching me on and off. I can do nothing about it. My options are sell on eBay or don't. And to be worried about the intricacies of what eBay are doing and what they're not, when I have no control over that, it's not like I can ring them up and say, "Oh, stop it." You know what I mean? It's like, so I give it as much mind as I think it's worth, which is very little. So,
yeah.
But who knows what they're playing at? I mean, I dare say they're constantly playing with their algorithms and how they promote different sellers. That whether it's the big guys or the little guys, they must be constantly tweaking it, because they're a business and they want their site to sell well, to earn them as much revenue as possible, and they're going to be tweaking things all the time.
Yeah, and I think, as difficult as it is to remember this, I think everyone has that moment where someone shares, "Oh, I'm having the worst sales history ever since I started eBay," and you'll be sat there having one of your best sales periods since starting eBay.
Exactly.
And it's important to remember that, because all too often you're more likely to remember the other way around when someone posts up on a group or on a page somewhere, "Oh, I'm just smashing, I've done like $1,000 today," and you're sat there with 0, and you're more likely to remember that. But try to remember the time when it's the other way around, when someone's saying, "Oh my God, this is the worst." Don't necessarily then go and post it in a braggy way. Because sometimes that can be counterproductive. But just knowing yourself, well, I'm having a good time, so I've got to remember this, that it is very much swings and roundabouts with eBay. And as long as you're doing the work, and it really does come down to that, doesn't it?
Yeah. Peter Cummins brings us back down to earth. He says, "I reckon one of the cleaners at eBay unplugged a server to plug in the Hoover."
that would be amazing, wouldn't it? I mean, that would just be fantastic if that was the case.
Neil says he agrees with what I said. You can drive yourself mad overthinking it. Definitely. And when it's something you can't actually control, that's the maddening thing. So why get yourself het up about it when, if you actually think through it, there's nothing you can do, and eBay are going to proceed as they wish.
Yeah, it's you're playing in their playground, and it is just the way it is. And overall, you know, it works out really well. So it's always look on the bright side of life, eh?
Well, we try and
We try.
That's a key attribute, as you've found, when you're self-employed.
Oh my God.
Positive mental outlook is half the battle.
It is.
All those things.
It helps to be ridiculously silly as well, doesn't it?
You have to let off steam. You have to have an outlet. Yeah.
I see you rocking the Depeche Mode t-shirt today.
This actually Tom gave me, Tom the English Picker, when he came
cool.
today, must be a good couple of years ago. He bought me this, which was, I was overwhelmed by that. It's fantastic. Not had it on for a while, so I thought I'd sport a DM shirt tonight. Dan, but I was just going to read Danber's comment. He says he likes FBA, less work on Amazon and more time for eBay. That's what FBA has done for us. It's freed up space because it's there, although I am holding less at the warehouse now. We've adjusted that because of fees. But yeah, it's great FBA for us. Send it away and forget about it for the most part.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still just dabbling with it really, but it's very profitable with some of the stuff I'm sending in. I tend to just stick to used stuff, and it's, you know, stuff I'm sending in is selling for really good profit. So yeah, it's a nice alternative stream of income to have, definitely.
Make it work for your situation, and that's cool.
Treasure Pirate says my motto is "It'll be all right." Must get a T-shirt with this on, as it's my response to pretty much everything.
Yeah,
that is exactly. It has to, you know.
Yeah, to an extent, I'm there. Obviously, it doesn't pay to completely bury your head in the sand sometimes, but yeah, I go along with that.
Yeah. If you're doing something terribly wrong and you're still saying it'll be all right, then
there's a limit. There's a limit, Heather. But I do know what you're saying. Yeah,
I think I'm guilty of the it'll be all right, and then I realize actually I should list something. I think I should list something, and then maybe it'll be better. So, question from Adam Kelsey: do you guys use the Terapeak app in eBay, SEO type stuff? Myself, I don't. And from what I've read around, I think it was Emma Drew, and you guys have had her on your blog, haven't you, as well? You feature. I think I've seen her say that there's nothing about SEO out there that you couldn't learn yourself for free. So I guess it's time-based, really, whether you will pay to learn about SEO or.
Yeah, I've looked at Terapeak, but I've not used it. Let's talk about Monopoly boards being cut in half. That old chestnut keeps coming up. There's Gary in there talking about that as well. So yeah, going back to your theme about spotting opportunities.
Yeah.
I really do think that's key, and because the thing is, they can be absolutely anywhere. You know, if you're out shopping in Tesco's, just keep your eyes peeled, because I've found some deals where they're just suddenly clearing a line. Quite often there'll be a designated area at the back of the store in a corner somewhere, and I've had shockingly good deals from there. What was it recently? I bought a load of condoms. Did I share this with you?
Yes, you did. Yes.
I might have shared it in a sales roundup. That wasn't an amazing deal, to be honest, but I was there anyway, picking up, you know, mundane stuff, and then ended up with, like, whatever it was, 10 packets of 12 condoms.
Did you walk up to the aisle like a real stud, like you were going to burn through them all?
but yeah, and I think it worked out that the profit I made on that, just grabbing those off the shelf, more than paid for my shopping that I was there to pick up. So it's little things like that. If you've constantly got that part of your brain switched on that says, just because I'm in Tesco's doesn't mean I can't make money here. And it pays.
Very good point. Yeah, I mean, I think as resellers, you do tend to have that part switched on for the most part. You know, going out there, always looking for opportunities, always just keeping an eye out, even if it's just like you said, even if it's at a supermarket or whether you're out shopping, for a gift for someone. You know, it doesn't mean that you won't come across, just look at one of the other aisles. You can do so well. And obviously all of us, I think, are afflicted with the going out shopping. I'm going past the charity shops. It would be rude not to stop in and have a look anyway.
Yeah. And even the little, like Tesco Metros or whatever, in some ways, I think they're even more ruthless on clearing because they have very limited space. And I was in our local Tesco Metro, whatever they call it, or Express by the station here, and they were just getting rid of all of their Halo minifigures for about, I don't know, it was pennies each. So I just bought the lot, and they sold super quick. So even if you're in a tiny little convenience style supermarket, have a look.
Doing It Yourself Lifestyle says, a question for Z, what motivation phrases you got this week? Mine is sleep 6 hours, enjoy 18 hours. I think that could work for me as well, actually. I don't think I've got any specific phrases lined up this week, but yeah, I think go for it. I think I've been sleeping more than 6 hours, unfortunately, especially after the weekend. I think I'm just about.
I enjoy my sleep.
Yeah.
Peter says, I hope those condoms weren't returns.
Oh,
only
gosh.
used once, says Gary. Lisa says, Nick, how much did you pay for them? I think they were like around 80 pence a pack of 12. So it was just easy money. I just bundled the whole lot together. So someone was in for a good time. They bought the whole stack.
Pete Retro Collectible says that he had them once from a chemist on clearance. Easy sellers. Just wow, well, good easy sellers. Just got some hair decolorer as well. So
yeah, I love buying that sort of stuff out of Asda. I've had a few. There's been hit and miss with my deals out of Asda, but I've had things like hair dye and like chicken pot ointment and stuff. It's random what they put in their clearance, but you can get some good deals.
I see. I do have to say, I think I still have a bit of a block about this, and there's no shame in admitting that, I suppose, but I'm not always switched on. Sometimes when I go out and I want to just get the shopping done, I really don't like going out much, and sometimes I just want to be out and back home straight away. And I will sometimes just not even, it won't occur to me to do it. But there are other times where if it's say for example, if you've got clearance, they sometimes put them at gondola ends, don't they, of the fixtures. If it catches my eye, then I'll look. But sometimes I do forget.
I home in on that spot. Like every Boots within a 20-mile radius, I know where that shelf is where they put their stuff. I'll always go and have a look, and maybe 5 times out of 10 it won't pay off, but those other half of times there'll be something there. But I know you're not really at the retail arbitrage sort of persuasion anyway. It's never really floated your boat, so I suppose it's not really what you're into anyway.
I think that's something that we could maybe touch on with regards to spotting opportunities. That how much do you let that control what you do, though? Because at the end of the day, we're here to make money as well, aren't we? So, and we all know that we sell things that we aren't passionate about, I suppose, because we talk a lot about being passionate about what you sell. And for most people, their first venture into reselling and the majority of the items they pick up will be picked up because of their passion. And I've got to say, even a few years into this, I'm still, the majority of things I'm picking up are still, kind of to do with what I like. I mean, I was thinking even that craft pickup I had, what actually got my attention wasn't the fact that it was all a bunch of cool craft stuff, even though I did see that. But what really got me interested was one of the craft things had all these buttons on it. So I knew it was electrical. And I was like, oh, what's that? And then I noticed everything and I was like, yeah, okay, I'll take the lot. But it's so I have to sometimes remember that I can't always just be buying what I like, and I think sometimes that does negatively impact like the amount of cool stuff I could be picking up. And I think I definitely miss out because I have that attitude, and hopefully I'll be able to break it.
Yeah, because there are definitely opportunities everywhere, and for me it's just the challenge. I don't really care what it is. It's I can make money on this. I'll show you. I can do it. Yeah, someone made a good point. CYBK says, don't forget to get a scan and shop scanner as you walk around Tesco's. There is so much mispriced stuff. And that is so true. Not long ago, I picked up a whole load of Peppa Pig laptops, like kids' laptops, not a real laptop. And they were on at $9.99 in the sale, which was borderline worth doing. I reckon I can get 30 for them FBA at Christmas. They're cheaper than that now. But I had one of the scans, so I scanned them anyway. And they were actually being sold at $4.99, and then it was a no-brainer. So it was like,
Wow.
yeah, it made the difference. And
That's actually a top tip, isn't it?
It's really cool because you can go around. You don't have to use it to check out. You can just scan anything and it'll give you the current price. Then you just delete it out of your basket. And if you don't have to check out with the scanner, is what I'm saying. But yeah, really cool.
That is a really good tip, definitely. And the
because also, I was just going to say, when you're in those little sales sections, quite often the things aren't priced. The ticket edges have gone. There's just random crap there. So you can scan them and find out the actual price, because often they won't be priced.
Wow. The Hillsman asked question, did Zaheer get to take the Mini for a spin to KFC and back?
We didn't go in the Mini. We went in my Ford, which luckily I just got back. It had been repaired by that point. Because we were taking Ellen and Monty and, you know, luggage for the weekend. So the Mini would have been a squeeze.
Not to mention you were thinking about all the tat you were going to buy when you were up here as well.
We had planned to go to we had planned to probably do a bit more boot sailing, but in the end, one was the perfect amount, really. But we picked up a fair bit between us. I don't know if you guys have seen the hangout we did. It was cool. The four of us sharing piles of that.
And the funny thing is, we looked over to the living room and we were like, "Oh my god, there's actually so much more still there." But it would have just been a ridiculous. It would have been too long, I think, and then it was quite muggy that day as well. And we didn't even go KFC. No. We were, you know, eating much better food, to be fair. So
let's have a look.
Lisa Fenn asks you, Nick, did the cashier give you a knowing, smug smile?
Well, I think that time I checked out with the self checkout, so I kept it to myself. But I've been buying RA for so many years. And plus I worked in retail for a long time, so I couldn't give a monkeys what people think. I know they're just there to do a job, and they couldn't give a monkeys what I'm buying either. It's their job to just be there and help me. They're not judging me. If they do, I couldn't care less. Wow, there's lots of chat. I'm way behind.
Yeah, but there's 125 people watching, which is absolutely fantastic. I won't lie, guys. I was a little bit worried about having chat on my channel. I was worried that most people wouldn't realize, and it would be a nightmare. So really appreciate everyone turning up to say hi. So
bash the button, folks.
Yeah, smash the like button, guys, if you appreciate the content. We really enjoy. It's humbling.
Forever Flowless, I think that's right. Glad to be part of your live chat. Super inspired always. Thanks for that.
Oh, brilliant. Shane says, Zaheer, great result on my Breeders 90s vintage shirt. Thanks again for the tip. 140 smackers. Now going to sell my Pixies t-shirt. I actually mentioned that to Nick. Shane in the chat there was the guy that had the vintage t-shirt. I mean, I don't even know Breeders. Do you know the Breeders?
Yes.
Of course. Yeah, of course you know the Breeders. I don't know the Breeders.
I think Cannonball was their big hit, wasn't it?
I know that's.
Was that Breeders? I think it was. Last Splash, the album. Anyway, I don't know. Yeah, it's like 90s grungy indie stuff. Yeah.
Went for 140 quid for a vintage t-shirt.
Wow.
So that was the one that got bought up by some guy in Japan, wasn't it, Shane? I think, I'm not sure, but yeah, fantastic result there. So yeah, vintage band t-shirts, eh?
Definitely.
Chrissy says, I like our small boots for clearance. I got a clear blue fertility monitor for £5. It sold within a few days for £65, which is, again, this is a great example of just being on the lookout whilst you're out and about doing your regular things.
It pays off. It really does pay off. Doing it yourself lifestyle has a good point, actually. Talking about passion, you buy with what the stuff you really enjoy, and the positive about that is, as doing it yourself lifestyle puts, if you buy stuff that you like, you're much more likely to list it and enjoy the process. And I do agree with that. If you're grabbing it for the money, it can sit on the shelf for a while before you get around to it.
And he does say loads of passion in them condoms, lol, as well.
Yeah. That's so true.
Yeah. Yeah, that is fantastic. Yeah, it's funny how we can actually talk about this stuff with so much regularity, and sometimes you do wonder we touch on the same topics again and again, but I think it's just nice because it helps keep us motivated and keeps you on the ball, because you know, any company out there will do the same. Every now and then they'll retrain their staff, they'll do that kind of thing, won't they? So even if they're really good, a kind of just like a sports person, a top sports person doesn't just stop practicing their sport because they've become good at it. You have to keep on reminding yourself about what made you good in the first place. And I think in a way, sometimes when we touch on these topics, because we've talked about this stuff in some form or another before, but it's always nice because it's a refresher, isn't it? And it just resets your focus, resets your mind.
Well, yeah, it stands to reason that we always come back to the sort of the mental aspect of this, because it's such a big part of it. You know, finding stuff and listing stuff, the mechanics of it, we all kind of know the ins and outs of that, but it's the mental motivation behind it and the passion behind it that fuels the whole process, really. So yeah, it stands to reason that we talk about it a lot, because it's so important. It really is. And it's one of the hardest things of doing this, is staying motivated, staying positive, all of those things. It may sound cheesy to talk about it, but it's a big deal.
It's huge. I mean, when you came, you saw above my computer monitor, I've got my two little A4 stickers with my message.
Yeah.
Like it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. And that's something I like to remind myself of, because you know, stuff happens to everybody, and you know, good stuff, bad stuff, and it's not that you should be concerned about, because you know, happenings happen, as they say. It's really about your reaction to it. That is the important thing.
Adam's popped a question in there. I've not joined Facebook. Is it worth joining for the reseller community and marketplace? I would say, yeah, get in there and have a look and judge for yourself if you're going to benefit from it. There's a lot of reseller chat going on various groups and stuff, which you can get help from if you need it, you know, and advice and tips and stuff. The marketplace, perhaps, you know, would be a great avenue for you to find stock if you're struggling to find stock. So yeah, have a look. It's not for everyone, Facebook, and it can be a massive distraction, which I struggle with. But yeah, have a look and judge for yourself.
Yeah, the marketplace has really come along. I mean, I'm yet to profit from it though. I think I've done okay in local buy and sell groups, but I've yet to come across something in marketplace, because I don't know. Everything seems to be a bit like, the ads seem to be a little bit too old or whatever. Or
yeah, I either missed them, or it's obviously a reseller who's pricing high anyway.
But the locals, yeah. But the local pages, like the local buy and sell, seems to be pretty decent.
Yeah. The only good one I've had recently was that amp, which I remembered. I think it was Arcam.
Yeah.
That was the amp that I got off. I don't know whether it was a local one or the main one, but that was good. I haven't listened to it yet.
I've still got my Arcam CD player that I shouldn't really be keeping. That needs to get listed as well. Yeah, definitely a good brand to look out for there, guys, as well. Arcam. They're like a mid-range but high-end kind of brand. So
Twin Red Dragon says, question Nick, when is the video on cleaning glue off items coming? I've been saying soon for about a year. Soon.
The most anticipated video for Twin Red Dragons.
Very exciting. I tell you what, whenever I'm cleaning like a video game and I'm using it, and then I automatically just do it, take it off, and then I go, oh, I should have saved that for the video. And then I have to look for something with a sticker on that I can't get off. So yeah, I need to remember to keep something with a dodgy sticker on, so you can
actually use the
the
cleaning thing. Otherwise it will delay the video further.
Yeah, I will do it. I've still got a list stuck to my computer here with about 10 videos on that I haven't done.
Oh God. It's always the way though, isn't it? Again, it's another example of so many ideas, so many, you know, and I think that's something that you have to either have already within your personality, like that kind of lateral thinking side of things. And that applies to the topic as well, you know, being able to look at a broad range of places to source and sell, etc. But it also, you know, comes through in like, for example, you having lots of ideas for your YouTube channel or your Facebook group or whatever it may be. And if you have that, great. But if you don't, it's something you, I think, got to try to work on to build that outside the box.
train your brain. Going back to spotting opportunities to resell, one that occurred to me when you mentioned what the topic was going to be was going back to that viral video of that woman sitting in a car putting a Chewbacca mask on. Honestly, the first thing I thought of after watching it was, is that available on Amazon? So Andrew and I sat down on the sofa. Is it available on Amazon? Yes. And then I came into the office here and looked on Camel, and it had already jumped that product from like, I don't know, 30 odd thousand up to a couple of thousand ranking toys. And I thought, this is going to sell out. Amazon's going to sell out. So the next thing I did was reserve all the stock in every Argos that was anywhere remotely near me. And I made, I don't know what I made, £300 or £400 in a couple of days.
Wow.
But that's about training your mind to think money, think, can I make money?
And that shows, I mean, when did you guys actually catch on to that video? How many views had it already had? Because that was an immensely...
It's been going like about, I think, because it went live in America, so I think about 12 hours later or something. So it was only just catching on in the UK at that point. So we luckily got in fairly early.
But it still would have had millions upon millions of views at that point as well.
Super
So
viral already.
But yeah, that's a great example actually, yeah, of just like you said, just being on the ball about that. You know, once you've stopped laughing, it's time to
it's like,
see
oh, can I buy these? Because I bet everyone else is wanting them right now. Yep, that was fun.
Shane says, Nick was gutted the other night. I stayed up to watch your 1 a.m. show, so the 6-pack show, then promptly fell asleep just after I entered the chat at 12:24 and woke up at 2:30.
Oh man, I don't know if you were in earlier, Shane. I've actually stepped down from the panel on the 6-pack show. It was just burning the candle at both ends way too much. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be for the foreseeable future, but I might drop in every now and again. But yeah, they were great fun to do. Lovely group of lads and ladies. So yeah, let's roll down a bit.
Derek Suter says he picked up a 1944 Spanish doll, baby in a suit with black eye. Very weird pickup and looks quite creepy. Just paid £1. One bid so far at £6.50. 9 watches, loads more views than I expected to. Well, hopefully that goes well for you.
Yeah,
that is
it's funny when you pick up something that you know nothing about. It doesn't appeal to you as a person, and then it gets loads of interest and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Selling things that you don't like is quite difficult sometimes, because it's you think this thing is hideous, or this thing I wouldn't touch with a barge pole, but there's people out there that want it.
But again, like to bring it back to like our the topic there, it reminds me of something that Craigslist Hunter that you were in the chat with also does. You know, he's learned to spot opportunities on when to auction items and when to sell them to buy it now. And you know, he talks about it, didn't he, that he has like a little system which I think is pretty amazing, where he'll, whatever item he picks up, so it tends to be high-end stuff because he deals in a lot of high value items, he'll stick it on, I think, a 7-day buy it now with a mega high price, and then he judges how many watches and views he gets within that 7-day period, and according to that he will then either stick it on a 30-day buy it now, or he'll start it off on a 99p auction. And his success rate with 99 pence auctions is pretty good, because he tends to judge these things pretty well, doesn't he?
Well, that's the key. And when the whole buy it now auction debate was raging on, I always said that auction has its place if you've got a high demand item. And my only problem when that whole debate was going on was, I don't think everything reaches its mark, because not everything is high demand. That was my issue with it. But yeah, Pete really explained that really well, that he's happy to list stuff. He's confident, has a market, and will get buyers. And it's as simple as that. But some things just don't suit that format. They really don't.
Sibke's got a question. Read the Chewbacca mask. Nick, how much of that opportunity was impacted about risk? How much time was spent thinking if they would sell?
There was virtually no risk, because I was reserving them at Argos and selling them Amazon Marketplace fulfilled. So I had them listed before I bought them. I've done that several times, because Argos has a system where you can go onto their shop, onto their website, and reserve like all the stock that might be in Stevenage. So they've got 10. So then I'll list 10 for sale on Amazon, because they're secure. Then I've got, I think it's 24 hours or might be 48 hours to go and pick them up. So there was virtually no risk. Plus, if I'd have bought them and the market had fell out of it, which it did eventually, obviously, and I hadn't sold any, I'd have a month to take them back.
Yeah.
I've done that before. I've taken stacks of stuff back to Argos because I couldn't sell it.
And I think that's something that you've learned to get a thick skin about, I suppose. Like you're not bothered by that, are you? Because that would be quite daunting for someone to be like, oh my God, now I've got to take 20 of the exact same item back for a return or something.
Yeah, but I suppose my benefit there, or my experience, helps because I worked for Virgin Retail. I've dealt with it from the other side of the counter. And I know that it's not my place to have an argument with the customer or question his reasons or whatever. My place as somebody who's serving in Argos is to just
do the transaction.
And it's not really their business why I'm bringing them back.
The Whippet 2377 says, just want to say how these chats give you food for thought. Looking at the different platforms available now, back when I started 25 years ago, I was classed as a trader. Now modern term reseller. So yeah, it's definitely good to go over these different things because it's given a bit of food for thought there for the Whippet. So pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, Shane was just saying yes. Last Splash Cannonball. Yeah, I was thinking of the right band.
Oh,
yeah.
Knowledge never lets you down there.
That pop quiz knowledge coming again.
It does. Simon Mitchell says, thanks, Nick and Z. Been polishing some silver from a recent haul. Listening to you, hands are black now, but you saved my sanity. Oh, that's fantastic. That's what this show's about, isn't it? To get there, bit of background sound. Exactly.
I'll take that. There's a bit of talk about long-term storage fees. Amazon has just, in the UK anyway, just said what our predicted long-term storage fees were. Mine wasn't too bad because you may remember I did a video. I had a load of stuff recalled a while back. I also put a pretty heavy sale on for a while to clear sticky stock from last year. So my long-term storage fees was predicted at about £70, 70. And I'm also running another sale right now. And I've also set up long-term storage fee automatic recalls. So anything that gets the year fee imposed will be sent back before they impose it. So I'm kind of set up ready for that.
Yeah. I mean, mine was negligible, really. I've got a few simple things I've got to bring back that have been up there, like some old, like larger size books and board games that didn't take off like I thought. But it's always nice when it tends to be stuff that you've sent in a long time ago because you think, oh, okay, yeah, now I probably wouldn't send this in. But
yeah, and it's been there. You took a chance, and you'll get it back and stick it on eBay. It's like, oh well.
Exactly.
Can't win them all. You have to just be philosophical about it. It's like, oh well, whatever.
Exactly.
I'm clearing some media items, a few CDs and certain lines of DVD. I'm clearing them at the point where I'm making virtually nothing because they're not worth anything on eBay. It's not worth me paying 70p or 50p, whatever it is, for a media item to get back. So it's actually worth me just selling it at a break-even price to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So I'm doing that with a handful of lines that, they didn't work out, and that's life. That you just take it and move on.
A couple of people commenting on the nomenclature there because of the comment there by Whippet. Blitz says an even more modern term is scalper, because obviously sometimes people do get called these things. And Sib K says, I don't like the term dealer. I prefer reseller. It sounds nicer. A dealer sounds like a druggie, says Pete's Retro Collectibles. And Lonnie says, so does hustler, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, names... it's hard, you don't want to be called a name that you're not comfortable with. I don't know. I mean, I suppose I just call myself a reseller because that's what I've known since joining the reseller community. But I'd have no problem being called a hustler or a dealer either, really. I know dealer is quite like it has got like some negative connotations to some people, but not to everybody.
Yeah, I don't know what I referred to myself as before reseller, the term which I got from YouTube. I think if people asked me, I used to say, well, I sell on eBay. I'm an online retailer. I think I just said that. But Yeah.
Adam Kelsey says, I hope you guys are going to match the 6-pack 3-hour marathon. No,
That's not the plan.
that's not the plan. They had a lot of drink available. I've just got water at the moment. So
Yeah, and a lot of interesting people to talk. There's just us.
yeah, there's just us. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's like
£100 and down has a good question and says, if you bought those things at Argos, how is there any profit margin for you? Isn't Argos selling them at the going rate already? Effectively, is what they're saying. Yes, they were. The point of that was that there was this sudden demand for those masks, and on Amazon sold out, and then it's up to the marketplace sellers, and they kept selling out. So people constantly put the price up to, it got to like 80 odd pounds each, I think, and Argos was selling them at, it was either 15 or 20, I can't remember. So yeah, Argos was selling them around the RRP, but the point was that demand was outstripping supply on Amazon, so there was margin in it, and I've capitalized on that many times.
Yeah. Speaking of time, it is actually 7:05 now. I think we've been going for about an hour. I know it doesn't seem like it. Lonnie's just said he thinks of a shady guy in a trench coat selling fake Rolexes when he thinks of the word hustler. Yeah. It's funny how it's funny how these words do bring up like different thoughts to people, don't they? It's you know, what kind of it means to each person is slightly different. Like Blitz is happy to call himself a reseller. I think Pete's Retro Collectible says he was always a general dealer when he bought at auction to sell in shops.
Hustler makes me think of that program, The Hustle, where they do those scams and those card tricks and that sort of stuff. It has a very shady, underhand tone to it.
Yeah, I think, is that more of a UK thing, or is that seen that way in the States as well? Because
Lonnie said to me, hustler makes me think of a trickster.
Yeah,
that's what it does in my mind.
Yeah, pool shark is another one.
Pool shark. I'm not good enough to be a pool shark.
Okay, I think that, I mean, we could probably wrap it up now. What do you reckon, Nick?
Yeah, well, I'm good if you want to take a few more questions, but we can wrap it up. Your show's on your channel now.
Oh, no. I can't take the pressure. If there are any more questions, put them in the chat and we'll see whether we can do a couple of questions. But otherwise, I think we've been on it's been just over an hour, hasn't it? So overall, I think it's been a pretty great start for the TAT chat on this channel.
How many viewers did we? I can't see it.
We did reach about 120. We're on about 109 now. So
just to reiterate what the plan is, this is going to be an ongoing thing now. So we're on Zaheer's channel this week, so hence it will be back to my channel next week on the Tuesday. What we're doing is I'm still going to invite guests onto my channel, and but those are going to be moving to the old Thursday slot. This show used to be on a Thursday at 6. The plan is that we're going to get guests on the alternate week. So when there isn't a TAT chat on my channel for a week, there will be a guest one on Thursday. So that'll be a separate show. And Lonnie has kindly said he'll join us on, because Zaheer's going to be there Thursday, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll definitely be there. If Lonnie's there, I've got a chat to.
Absolutely. So join us on Thursday if you can. Same time slot, but on the Thursday. And then next week, TAT chat will be back on my channel. Then we've got your show on Friday with Zaheer and Beck.
Yep. It's a busy, and then Sunday you're going to be on with Andrea.
We'll be back. Yeah, I don't know if we'll have a haul, but we will perhaps do a sales roundup or something with Andrea. Man, we're filling up this week.
A full week. So, Lonnie says I can't drink. No, it's going to be middle of the day here.
Yeah, no drinking, unless you really want to. It's up to you, Lonnie. But yeah, middle of the day for you, lunchtime it will be.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, thanks everyone for watching. If you enjoyed the content, obviously, please smash the like button. I will be putting links in the description for Nick's channel, as if you're not already all subscribed, and the blog as well, the Adventures in Reselling blog page as well. So thank you everyone for watching. Really appreciate it, and we will see you guys on Thursday on Nick's channel.
Oh, hang on.
And SibK has. Right at the end, put in a £5 super chat with thank you. Really appreciate it. It's absolutely fantastic. Thank you for showing so much support. It is humbling.
That is the whole super chat thing is so humbling, and
it is. I can't. Yeah,
it's just it's amazing that people have that way to show their appreciation though, and we really, really do appreciate it.
Yeah.
And that's the fantastic thing about splitting this chat now, because you get that people are able to come on and thank you as well.
Yeah.
So, wow.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, guys. See you later.
Take care.